All right, get into Topic Tuesday. I love when we have an article from Adam Ahmed, our third year medical student. I guess at some point, probably after September, I'll be saying fourth year. I have to ask him to remind me when he moves into the fourth year. But basically, we decided to talk about how high risk people or people that are at higher risk for aortic disease and all of the different diagnostic tests that we can have done. And he's decided to now begin this series into breaking down these tests. And so one of the first tests he starts off with is ultrasound. This is a test that's done for so many different reasons. It's definitely not strictly for the aorta, although ultrasound can be used for your abdominal aorta. It's typically done to see a variety of issues that could be wrong with the heart. You use ultrasound everywhere to look at the kidneys, to look at all different areas. But um, basically, Adam went through an article from the Mayo Clinic that talked about how ultrasound, sometimes referred to as sonography or ultrasonography, how it actually works by using sound waves to kind of take those pictures of your body. I don't know about you, but whenever I'm having an echo and I'm looking, you could tell me that I was pregnant and I probably would believe you. You could tell me that you were looking at a cross section of my liver. And other than the fact that I know it isn't because of where the wand is, I would probably believe you. I find all of these tests sometimes so difficult to read until they're those gorgeous 3D aortic images, right? That some of these people are putting out in the community. It baffles my mind. Um, but so ultrasound, not the one that you would want to necessarily go to first if you were of the belief that you could be having a dissection. But if you're going in to check out your thoracic ascending aorta or your arch or areas, chambers of your heart, it's basically used to view superficial things such as anything that's going on in your skin tissue. So people have used them to determine if there's like some type of infection up underneath the skin, but also deeper organs and structures as well, and heart chambers and your aorta. So it can also be used to help out when they need to do a needle guided procedure. They'll use an ultrasound to see where that needle is actually ending up. Like if you needed to have blood taken and you're a really poor blood draw, really difficult, they can use ultrasound now to determine where that artery or vein is to make sure that they get you on the first or second time and that you're not a pincushion for the day. But basically how it works is it detects the bouncing back of sound waves inside your body and turns them into an image that we can actually see on the screen. And a special gel that you hope is warm so it's not cold is actually used as the medium between the wand and your skin to make sure that these waves aren't lost when they aren't lost like in the air or as they travel around, so you can get a good image of whatever it is you're looking at. So a special type of ultrasound is called a Doppler ultrasound. I know a lot of us have had that done on our carotid arteries, but that actually will allow doctors to see blood movement. So that gives a blue or a red coloring to the blood flow, and that shows the different directions that's happening with that blood flow. And abdominal ultrasounds are actually the most common that's used for screening for an abdominal aortic aneurysm. They typically use these ultrasound machines with a wand. It's non-invasive, it doesn't hurt, but that's typically what they use. And the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force actually recommends that all men age 65 to 75 that definitely have a history of smoking or tobacco use have an abdominal ultrasound to screen to determine if you have an aortic aneurysm or disease. So this is beyond the scope of just if somebody in your family has had one. This is some definitive set parameters that are now being used across our country. And currently evidence regarding the benefit of prophylactic screening in women 65 to 70 with smoking has been shown to be a little uncertain. Definitely consult your physician. If you're a woman between 65 and 70 and you are a smoker or you have been a smoker, you definitely want to talk to your doctor about if they can order this. Again, this would be ordered to kind of rule in or rule out and find your baseline of your abdominal aorta. Can also be used for your thoracic too. But a family history of aneurysms and dissections, it's very important to bring this up during all of your doctor's appointment. And that's that whole think aorta, think family concept we always talk about. Uh, this is such an easy test to have, and it is very reliable in determining your baseline size of your aorta in specific areas. There's a whole section that it cannot see at all. But in addition to any valve problems, you would just easily have an echo or an ultrasound, and they would be able to determine what, if any, issues you're having. So that was kind of our topic Tuesday. I love these colors. I wish I understood what they meant. First time I saw one, I thought, am I bleeding out? Because I didn't know, but love to get your thoughts on this. What you thinking, Molly? How often do you get echoes?
I get an echo every year now. I was getting them more frequently prior to my dissection. And on occasion, I've gone in and had an echo for various reasons, just a random. So maybe twice a year, but definitely scheduled once a year. It's the Doppler one with the red and the blue, and it shows regurgitation or anything. It is really fascinating. I mean, every time I go in there, I think I want to be an ultrasound tech so I can understand this, because it is very interesting how they can just find out everything with all this little movement.
I know, right?
Yeah, but it's
really cool.
it's a pleasant experience. It's not one like an MRI, like a cardiac MRI. Those are long.
Yeah.
You have a warm blanket, the warm gel, a nice person, laying there. It's not a bad experience at all.
No, not at all. I think a mammogram is more uncomfortable. And that's not even horribly uncomfortable, but I do think that this is so quick and easy. I mean, except for those few awkward positions when your head's tilted back, or they'll ask you to sniff or something like that. I'm not even too sure I understand why they have you do that, but I don't ask questions. I just go and have it done. Yeah, it's nice, right? It's like a little mini bizarre massage with a wand.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
You're right. It is a stretch. It's a stretch. I don't know. I was trying.